Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Induction presentation of the Fair Internship Initiative, the FII. Today, we hope to give you an overview of who we are, our main goal, our activities and achievement, as well as how you can get involved. The FII was created in 2015 in Geneva and New York. Today, we are a grassroots advocacy platform for students, UN interns, and young professionals. Not only individuals can participate, we are also an umbrella organization for UN intern bodies. So, what are our main goals? Our main goal is to achieve fair and accessible internship across the UN system. There's two parts. The quality part, of course, is to ensure the UN internship itself has educational value. For accessible part, we hope to achieve sufficient stipend for all young people around the world to participate in UN internship programs.
So, what do we actually do? Our work can be divided into 4 blocks, so to speak. The first one, and the one that you're probably more familiar with, is public outreach. This includes visibility actions such as media, writing media, being in touch with journalists, but also public protests. You might have seen pictures of our blue banner, Pay Your Interns, but also to organize events to shape the debate. The second important building block is advocacy proper, which we do mostly with diplomatic missions, so with UN member states, and with UN management itself in UN organizations. The third block is creating evidence for our advocacy through data gathering and surveys. We do regularly a global survey to collect information on interns in different duty stations and different UN organizations and compare them to use it for our advocacy. And we produce reports and research products like rankings of best practices and worst practices. The last block of our advocacy is the support to interns and to intern organizations. This is more, if you want, sort of a union kind of work. We organize on a regular basis intern board congresses for intern organizations to exchange good practices and network with each other. We support the creation of intern boards where they do not exist yet. And as an umbrella organization, we coordinate efforts on advocacy for fair internships to achieve a bigger impact.
So, regarding our public outreach, we organize many protests throughout the year since 2015. And the FII is a truly global movement because all these activism has occurred in various UN duty stations all around the globe. And also, not only protests, we have many media outreach. Throughout the years, the issues about UN unpaid internships had reached global audience. This issue has appeared in mainstream media such as The Guardian and Huffington Post. This public-facing advocacy work raised awareness of the issue of unpaid internships and also shaped the narrative around this issue.
We also organize high-level events to keep the attention high on the topic of achieving fair internships in the UN system. We mostly do it through our flagship event called the International Interns Day that we organize every year in November, with the participation of high-level UN officials. You can see in the pictures here, for example, the Director General of WHO, the Deputy High Commissioner of UNHCR, but we also had Director General of ILO, Executive Director of UNEP, and other high-ranking officials. We also participate in UN events and conferences. For example, as you can see in the picture, we were recently participating in the ECOSOC Youth 2023.
We at the FII value an evidence-based approach to back up our arguments for better quality and accessible internships. So to do so, we conduct regular surveys of hundreds of interns in the UN system, and these surveys resulted in 2 reports and also the ranking that we did on UN agencies. All of these can be found on our website.
And then, of course, the core of our advocacy is to talk with decision makers, and particularly with member states of the UN. Talking with diplomats in the UN permanent missions is a regular activity that we do since 2015 and has allowed us to achieve greater impact where it counts. And here you can see some pictures of our engagements with diplomats in New York and in Geneva.
As we mentioned, we are a platform for interns and intern bodies. As an umbrella organization, we allowed intern bodies from all UN organizations to gather together and exchange information and strategize how to improve their conditions in their respective agency. We organized Intern Board Congress. The most recent one was in May 2023, which was held online with interns representatives from around the world to participate.
So, with all these activities, you might wonder what we have actually achieved so far since 2015. Well, the results are, I would say, remarkable. 7 UN organizations that were not paying their interns before have started paying and have reformed the internship program to make it more inclusive, but also including more rights for interns. And here you have the names of those organizations. Moreover, 4 additional organizations have improved their already paid internship program thanks to our advocacy and our advice. But perhaps one of our most important achievements has been the approval in March 2023 of a resolution of the UN General Assembly on human resources management. This is a landmark victory for our advocacy, something we've been working on for years. Basically, this resolution requests explicitly the UN Secretariat to reform its internship program and to introduce, among other things, a stipend or some kind of financial support for interns to participate on an equal basis. Going forward, our attention will be fully focused on making sure that this request from the UN member states is appropriately addressed by the UN Secretariat.
So how do we actually work? In order to achieve all of these goals and the 4 main areas of work, we divided our work into 5 different aspects. We have the advocacy, which is to face and talk with diplomats and UN officials. Communications, we will have communication campaign on social media and also press outreach. Coordination and partnerships, we have partnership formed with various other organizations that is like-minded and have the same goal regarding ending unpaid internship. And also research and data analysis, and finally to organize event and recruitment. Within our organizations, we have free interlinking channel to communicate, which is the Slack channel, and also local group meetings, most prominently in Geneva, and also weekly global calls. For 2023, we already have a lot of exciting plans coming up. First of all, we are planning to organize another survey, which will hopefully result in a renewed comprehensive UN internship reports. And of course, our focus would be on advocacy to the UN Secretariat. And in November, we are planning to organize another high-level event of International Interns Day. And throughout the year, we will have communication campaign.
So, if all this sounds something that you would like to help us with and something that you believe in, then you can get involved. There is 2 ways you can do that, as an individual or as a representative of an existing intern organization in the UN system. If you are acting as an individual, then the easiest thing you can do, and hopefully you already do, is to follow us on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You can also join some of our events. For example, the International Interns Day is open to everybody. Every November, on the 10th of November, you're welcome to participate. You can also take a step forward and also join and support some of our campaigns and projects. For example, when we talk with member states or perform some targeted advocacy project, we always look for volunteers to help us. And finally, the thing that we would really love you to do is to become an active member of FII and to be part of our initiative on a regular basis. If you instead represent an intern body, an intern board or association or committee, then what we would like you to do is to let your fellow interns know about this initiative. For example, by adding information on FII in the induction materials for new interns in your organization. You could also nominate a representative so that we will always have your group represented in our global calls and have a permanent liaison person between our umbrella organization and your organization. You can also decide to formally become a member of FII as an affiliate body, as long as you subscribe to our values and fulfill some very simple criteria. And in case you are based in an organization where there is not yet an FII local group, we would love you if you could consider creating one so that different interns and different young people from your local duty station can come together and also participate in our activities. If this sounds like something you'd be interested, then please get in touch. If you have questions, or if you want to join a particular project, or if you want to propose as a particular initiative, please write to us at fi.geneva@gmail.com or fi.unhq@gmail.com. You will find information about all the relevant local groups in the emails that you have received, so you can join that in person if you are in one of those cities. Otherwise, you're always welcome to join our weekly global calls on Zoom, and you will find all the information, including login details, in the email that you have received. So far, we thank you for your attention, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.